JAMB system examination. So if you're writing this upcoming examination, this examination, so do not joke with this live class. This is the day 5. Okay, we are in day 5. I think by the end of today, we are going to be adding question on this indices. So by tomorrow, we can move further to another topic. Okay, so guys, I hope yesterday class, yesterday the network was not good enough, so that is why live yesterday is not that much interesting. He said that much interesting. So, uh, we'll start the class immediately. It is 8:05. So I would like you guys to start take attendance. I'd like you guys to start take attendance. So normal way we take our attendance before we start the class. We take attendance by introducing, go to the comment section, your name, and tell us where you are watching us from, your name and where you are watching us from. Okay, that is very much important. That is a attendance that we use to take every single day. So please do well to introduce yourself by telling us your name and where you are watching us from. Okay, let's take the attendance before we proceed into deeply into today's mathematics class. So yesterday was very bad network in the area. Though I traveled to do one of the things in some area yesterday, so that is why the network there is not that friendly at all. It's not that friendly. It's not like the network in a personal place. That area, the network was not that friendly. So let's keep in take attendance. By 8:10, we start the class immediately. Let's do to take attendance. Okay, I'm waiting for you guys attendance, please. And share with your friend, invite your friend that we have started the class. Okay, guys, I'm expecting you guys. So keep inviting your friends so we can start the class. By 8:05, we start the class immediately. So if you have any question based on yesterday, you can let me know in the comment section. If you have any question, you can let me know in the comment section. If you have any question, you can let me know in the comment section about what we taught yesterday. If you have any question, you can let me know in the comment section. If you have any question, you can let me know in the comment section. Please, let's take the attendance. Let's take the attendance. That one is very important. Let's take the attendance. That one is very much important. So let's take the attendance. That one is very much important. So now where we take the attendance, your name and where you are watching us from. Your name and where you are watching us from. That is how you take the attendance today. If you are just joining us and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, okay, please do it to subscribe. So it means 3 minutes to start the class. You still have time to prepare yourself, gather your lesson notes, your pen, and if you have any question, okay, if you have any question, let me know. If you have any question, let me know. If you have any question to ask, let me know based what we are the class that based on the class. If you have any question, let me know. If you have any question, let me know. So guys, let's mark today attendance. Let's mark today attendance. Let's mark today attendance. So this is the 5. We make 2 minutes to start the class. Please let's take attendance, please. Let's take attendance, please. Like this video. So take 1 minute to like this video and share with your friend, and take attendance by go to the comment section, your name and where you are watching us from. That is very important. Your name and where you are watching us from. That is very much important. That is very much important. Your name and where you are watching us from. That one is very much important. Please and please, let's do ways to make this thing fast so we can start a class together at once. So if you're just joining us for the first time and you haven't joined our WhatsApp group, our WhatsApp learning community, I'll drop the link for you guys to join us. I'll drop the link for you guys to join us. If you haven't joined our group, I'll drop the link for you guys to join us. I'll drop the link for you guys to join us. If you haven't joined our group, I'll drop the link for you guys to join us. So, okay, let's take today. Okay, I can see someone hello when we say question in JAMB, and how are we going to identify the topic? So it's a way you say question in JAMB, how are you going to identify the topic? Okay, it is very simple, you know, to identify the topic like this indices now. We start with number base. Okay, we start with number base system, and if you know a number base system, it only has a base. Okay, if that is the have a sub of base. Okay, you understand? You have a sub of base, you can identify that that one belongs to what to we can identify that that one belongs to particular topic on our base system. So indices it only has two number one, we have the base. Like this one now, you can see the question like this in mathematics. If you see a question like this in mathematics, okay, let me try to figure out. Let me take my pen out. So if you see a like question like this, you should know that at base and index. If you have a base and index, you know that that particular topic, that particular question belongs to what? To indices. That is what I'm always saying, that maybe close to the exam, I will share you different questions or different topics. So I will explain the way you identify those what question. Maybe if you see a question, that is the best way to solve question in mathematics, to solve the question correctly. When you see a question, you can able to identify the topic of the question, because every topic in mathematics has their way of solving. Okay, you cannot say that the method you use to solve number-based system, you use the same method to solve what indices. You cannot use the same thing like that. You understand? Okay, you should the question. Every topic has its own method and has its own ways to solve. Do you understand? So I will explain that. I will explain that when I'll be solving more question. I will explain that. I hope I answered that question. I hope I answered that question. So we'd like to start a class now. So if you are just joining us, maybe you have not yet joined our group. Let's I'll drop the link for you guys to join us in our group, to join our reading group, join our reading group. So please, let's take attendance, so name and where you are watching us from. So let's give a like to this video, and if possible, let's share with our friends. So invite your friends to join us. Okay, I will drop the link to join our group now. Okay, to join us, I will drop the link to join our group. If you are just joining us for the first time, I'll drop the link to join our group. If you have any question, then you can ask us for this group. If you have any question, then you can join us for this group. I'll drop the link to join us for our group, guys. You can see. So let's start. Okay, before I started, for those of you that attended the class yesterday, due to the network issue, I think we were unable to conduct the live yesterday. We only stopped maybe like 3 minutes. I think we spent like 20 minutes before the network started doing frustrating. It's really frustrating me yesterday because I traveled. So if you have any question based on the recorded video I dropped yesterday on the group, if you have any question, let's quickly straight the question, because these are the questions that I'll be solving. That is 3 questions. This is the question 1. This is the question one that I solved yesterday. This question one I do it in a recorded video, and also we have the question two. We have the question two in which I share the link how it's being explained. This is the question two and how we solve this question two. I dropped it yesterday. The step by step how we solve it. I hope I dropped it yesterday. So if you have any question, and maybe you're confused in some part in the that particular lesson I dropped yesterday. If you have any question, you can let me know in the comment section. You can let me know in the comment section before I proceed. It stop at question 3. Okay, we stop at question 3 yesterday. This is where we stop at question 3 yesterday. Okay, I hope you well understood the way it was being solved in that what recorded video. I thought I explained it in a step by step because some of you guys messaged me yesterday that is well understood and is well explained. But if you still have any issue with some part, so you are free to ask me question now in this live video. You are free to ask me a question in this live video, like this question 4 now. I solved this question 4 in the morning, which I do up on my Facebook page. For those of you that follow us in our Facebook page, you can see that this question 4 I do the explanatory video in our Facebook page in the morning, but I will explain it. Okay, I will just explain it. I have the video that I already record based on this question 4. You can see the way it was being explained out here, but I will explain before I move to today lesson, because yesterday I want to explain the law of indices with you guys. The law is supposed to know in the indices, because you cannot solve a question in indices. Indices has its own rules and regulation to abide to follow, because the rules and regulation you apply you follow, it makes it more easy for you to get the answer correctly. Again now, is make it more easy to get the answer correctly. If you attended yesterday class, you know that I always take that indices law, the law of indices of this, the law of this of this. I always call the law of the indices. So as a student, if you're writing this upcoming WAEC JAMB or NECO examination, you should know the law of indices if you want to solve any question on indices, because it will help you. It's not only indices alone. Indices is one of the most very important topic in mathematics that you cannot joke with, because if you use the if you are doing physics, okay, I pray maybe you can still have time to study to be doing physics live like this. I pray, because I have a lot of students with me that it take much of my time, and also my second day work. I'm also an engineer, so let's try to we got indices. What went into that physics, because indices also is one of the topic that you also need in physics. Is one of very important topic in mathematics that you should not joke with. So if you have any question based on yesterday class, please let's ask before I move to today's topic. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section before I move to today's topic. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section before I move to today's topic. Please and please, let's be fast so we can move on. And if you don't have any question, let me know in the comment section so we should proceed. Okay, we should continue to the next business of today. And I will explain this question for you guys. If you don't have any question, please let's make this class interactive so we can move on. We can move on to today's business. If you don't have any question, and if you have any question, please ask a question before we proceed. Okay, or maybe by 8:15. That means we need 3 minutes to start today class. So if you don't have any question, please, you can make it more fast. You can start now by go to the comment section, say we should proceed. Okay, so we can proceed with the class. But if you have question, ask a question before we move on. Ask a question before we move on, please. I'll be waiting for you guys. Ask a question before we move on. If you have any question to ask, it's better to ask the question before we move on to the main topic of today, so we can proceed. Okay, I've seen some of reply that we can proceed with the class. Good. Anyone there that we can also reply again so we can proceed fully? We still have 2 minutes, but we can start now if there is no question. We can start now if there is no question. We can start now if there is no question. We can start now if there is no question. We can start now. If there's no question, we can start now. So we can proceed to the live class of today. You can proceed to the live class of today. So, are we free to go, guys? Are we free to go? Should we proceed to the live class of today? So let's proceed to the live class of today. So in this question, the first thing I will explain this one for you, because I've already have the video. I'll drop the video link to the group for the better explanation of this, because I explained it in more in a step by step for one of my student, VIP students. So I've explained it more in a step by step, and I dropped the link to the video. I've already uploaded it to our Facebook page. If you are active for our Facebook page, you should see this video that I uploaded this morning. Okay, this is what I explained how to solve this question. This question, it comes out in both WAEC and JAMB examination. Okay, the question comes out in both WAEC and JAMB examination. This question, it comes out around it is 2010 and also comes out in 2013 in JAMB. So that's it. That the question, most of the question that has been asked in WAEC, like 2 years or 3 years, there's been asked the question in JAMB. That is how they used to short question. If you are smart enough, you should know that. If you understand that aspect very well. Now, let's go. If the question said that if open bracket is 0.25 this close bracket this value of y is equal to 32, find the value of y. You see the way I solve it in step by step. The first step, I write the question out, the expression of the question, I write it out here. Now the next step, I write this, so I deal with this one, this bracket, which is what is 0.25, and 0.25 I need to convert it to fraction. That is the first method. If you are given a question and you discover the question is in decimal, and to make it more easy, you need it to convert it to a fraction. And when you convert it to fraction, you study it. After this one, you have two types of number here. We have the whole number, a number before the decimal point, it is called whole number, and we have decimal number and decimal number and the number after the decimal point. Now, you consider the number. How many digits of number do we have at the decimal part? We have 1, 2, that is 2 digits of number. So that means that 2 digits of number means that the starting number will be divided by what? 100, because 100 has what? 2 0. So if you have it as 3 digits, it means that you divide by what? 1000, because 1000 has what? 3 0. And if this 1 digit, we divide it by what? By 10. That is what? 1 means what? Means that sorry guys, there are some people are doing some rubbish in the group, and people are doing some rubbish in the group. Sorry guys, just giving some meaning. Some people are doing some rubbish in the group. Now there are some people like behaves, their behavior is they have some mental problem. So you guys should not fall to scam. People that I say that expo line, they are scam. They are very scam. See, people are dropping some nonsense message to the group. So sorry for distraction. Sorry for the distraction. So let's go. Now we have divided by 1000. Okay, you'll be divided by 1000. So when you divide it by 1000, that means that divided by 100 rather. Divided by 100, because of 2 digits we have divided by 100. So in this aspect here, what you just have to do here, you see that what divides what can goes 25 goes to 25, and also goes to what in 4. Okay, it also goes in 100. So 25 in 25 is 1, 25 in 100, that is 4. That is all I get, what? 1 over 4. So when you are converting 0.25 in the simplest form, it is equal to what? 1 over 4. I get now, it is equal to 1 over 4. is equal to 1 over 4. Now I hope you guys understand that part very well. So if you understand, let me know in the comment section before I proceed to the next step. Please, if you understand, let me know in the comment section before I proceed to the next step. Okay, let's know in the comment section before I proceed to the next step. I give you 2 minutes, 1 minute for that before I proceed. Let me know in the comment section so we can proceed. So let's start. Let's continue the class. So okay, we can proceed. So let's continue the class. So the next step now, let's open the bracket here. I said that this 0.25 it has 1 over 4, and here instead of writing 0.25, I replace by what 1 over 4 here, and to be equal to 32, we have 32, and this one is part of 1 here. Now in this place now, let me try to explain something for you here. So this 1 over 4 is the same thing according to the law of indices, in which I will explain after this. I'll explain all the necessary law of indices you should know. So if you have explained that this 1 over 4, we call the law of this indices that say that a raised power minus n. This one is called negative inverse. Okay, negative index, or you call negative inverse or negative index. So this minus we have here is written as 1 over. Again now, if it's power minus n, this minus we have alone is the same thing as what 1 over this a raised power of this n, represent an a raised power of n. And whenever I see an expression like this, you can be expressed like this. Okay, when you have an expression like this in mathematics, this will be the solution of it, and also when you have this expression in mathematics, this will be the solution of it according to the law of indices. I will get it now. Now that is what I go for, because this 1 over 4, this 1 over means this minus 4 here. It means that this 4 is part of 1, which it does not what visible here. 4 is part of 1 here, so that is why I write this 1 over I have what 4 is part of minus, and the power here is 1. That is why I have this 1. I get now. That is what I have for this one. Now, and its raised power of what of this y, we have y to be equal to this 32. I write this 32 back. How we get it now? I write this 32 back. Now, the next thing you have to do here. So in this place now, this minus 1 multiply, because this one is also law of indices. We have the first index and we have the second index. So you have two power, the first power and the second power. So this one are there, they will multiply together. That means that minus 1 times y, that gives us y. I get now, that will give us y. So this one means that 4 raised power what minus y equal to 32. That's about this 32 back. Now, if you look at this part here and this part here, okay, something they have in common. We want to make this base and this base the same, and they have something in common. This 4 has 4 is 2 is common to both sides here. 2 is common here, and 2 is also what common here. So you know in this place, this 4 here, the same thing right here, 2 raised power of 2. Okay, that is 2 times 2 will give us 4, and the same thing 32 is the same thing right here, 2 raised power of 5. Because 2 times 2 times 2 in 5 places will give what 32. So that is what I write what. So everywhere you see 4, we replace by what 2 is power what of 2, and anywhere you see 32, the same thing you write replace by what 2 is power what of 5 to make the base the same. So the base here, that is 4. We have 4 here. It's the same thing about 2 is power of 2, and also raised power this minus y. We have minus y here equal to, instead of writing 32. 32 is to be equal to 2 raised power of 5. So that is why we have 2 raised power of 5. Again, now we are expressed like this. Now the next thing you have to do here, when I open this bracket here, according to the power law of indices, these two, that is what I did here. Minus 1 times y, we get those minus y here. The same thing applicable to this, that is 2 times minus y, that gives us minus 2y. I get now. So I write it back here, that is I bring this one back here, understand. Now if you look at this part and this part, they have the same base, which is 2 as base here, and the second part here is 2 as the base here. So it means that this one can cancel this base here can cancel this base. Again now, so when this base cancels this base, so now we made the index. Okay, this is minus 2 equal to what? 5. That is I have what? Minus 2 equal to 5 here. And to get the value of y, because the question says you find the value of y, and to get the value of y, you have to divide both sides by what? By minus 2. Again now, we have to divide both sides by minus 2. So it means that minus this minus cancels minus here, 2 cancels 2 here, okay? 2 cancels 2 here, that will be what means y. And if you have what, nothing can divide by this. I get now. Nothing can divide by this. That is why I have what 5 over minus 2, and y is equal to minus 5 over 2. So that is that I get this particular question, and that is step by step to solve this kind of mathematics question. Take note of this. What I did here at the first stage, if you see this question at the first time, you may be confused because it has what? Decimal numbers. The first thing to take note, whenever you see a mathematical expression and it is the index form, okay, and it is index form, you consider the number, you have to convert the decimal number to fraction. Okay, you have to convert the decimal number to fraction. That will make it more easy. I get now, not to convert to fraction. So do you have any question? If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. And if you don't have any question, so we can proceed to the class. If you don't have any question, say we can proceed. So we can proceed, so we can continue with today's class. If you have any question, please let me know. And if you don't have any question, let's say proceed, so we can move on to today's mathematics class. I'm waiting for your response. 2 minutes for that. 2 minutes for that. 2 minutes for that. I'm waiting for your response. 2 minutes for that. I'm waiting for your response. 2 minutes for that. I'm waiting for your response. 2 minutes for that. Okay, I should explain how I get the final answer again. Now, in this place, the final answer here, when you cancel this base, let me write it down. When we cancel this base, let me write it there from this place, okay? When we cancel this base, it remains what? Minus 2 with the immediate index, which is what? Minus what? 2y, okay? Equal to, we have this part here, that is what? 5. Okay, now the question says you find the value of y. According to the question, we're told to find the value of y, and when you find the value of y here, you have to divide both sides by what? By the question of y, and the question of y here is minus 2. So it means that we divided this one by minus 2, divide this side also by minus 2. So this minus 2, we count this minus 2 here. So it means what y is equal to. Now in this part here, because 2 cannot divide by 5, it's to give us a decimal number, and we don't want it what? In a decimal part. Okay, so that means that we leave this one as your answer. And if I don't write the option here, in the option we have this one in the option, so it means that the answer is just take this minus of, that will be minus what? 5 over 2. The answer is equal to what? Minus 5 over 2. I hope you understand it now, the way I get the final answer. This will be the answer. This will be the answer to this question. I hope you understand it now. So if you understand it now, let me know in the comment section, so we can proceed to the next thing of today, the next step of today's class. Okay, I hope it is well understood now before you can proceed to the next step of today. Let me respond before I proceed. So I'm waiting for your response, guys. Okay, what if it is plus 2? Okay, if it is plus 2, the answer will be equal to, if this place is plus 2, the answer will be equal to 5 over 2. The minus will not be indicated. Do you understand now? If it is plus 2, the answer, the minus here will not be indicated. The answer is to be equal to y equal to, that is what, y is equal to 5 over 2 if it is plus 2. I get now taking of that. If it is plus 2, the answer is to be equal to, the answer is to be equal to 5 over 2. The minus will be indicated. Do you understand? If it is plus 2. Do you understand now? Top. Are you free to go? Are we free to go? Are we free to go? Are you free to go? So I need a response so we can present. I want everybody to be following. That's the benefit of this life. I want everybody to be following. Okay. I want everybody to follow up. That's the benefit of this life. But I thought it be divided by 5, sir. No, we're not divided by 5. 5 is not the coefficient. Okay, well, so this 5 does not attach to what? To y. The question is to find the y. It means that we want to make y the subject of formula and y attached to minus 2. So this 5 is standalone. Again, a standalone does not attach to y you want to look for. So you are not divided by what? You are not divided by 5. You're divided by the coefficient of y, and the coefficient of y is minus 2. Again, so that is why I divide both sides by what? The coefficient of y, that is what? Minus 2. You cannot divide both sides by 5 because 5 is not the coefficient of y. 5 does not does not go with y. I get now. So you are not divided by 5. The number that we are divided by what? Minus 2, because 2 attached to this y. Something is multiplied by the y, which is what? 2. That means that we want to make y the coefficient, the subject formula. You have to cancel the number that attached to that y, which is what? Minus 2. So that is why you have to divide both sides by what? By minus 2. That is it. Do you understand now? Top way? Do you get it now? That is mathematics for that. Let me have your response before I proceed. Let me have your response before I proceed. So if you are getting, so we can proceed. Okay, let me hear it for you guys before I proceed. So when I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you so we can proceed with the class. So okay, I should explain again. Okay, let me explain this way. So let me clean this one up. Okay, I want anybody to be following the class. Let me explain it again. Let me wipe it up. So let me explain it again in this part. So in this place, from this place, we have it to say okay, let me explain for this place. Now, since this base, they are the same. The base here, we count this base, we make what? We make minus 2y equal to, we make the index, which is minus 2y, and what we have 5, that will be equal to what? 5. Now, the question says to find the value of y. That means that we want to make y the subject of the formula. Okay, we want to make y the subject of formula because the question says that we want to find the value of y, and if you look at it now, you can say y is equal to 5. No, because this y is still attached to what? Minus 2. So that means we have minus 2, okay, equal to 5. No, we only need y to be equal to something. Just and this y is still attached to minus 2. Now, what can we do to make this y to stand alone? That is why I said that you should divide both sides by the coefficient of y, not divide both sides by 5. By 5 does not even attach to any letter, does not even combine with y. 5 does not attach to any letter, doesn't even attach to any y. So not to consider this y, you are not divide both sides by this 5. The only business we have is this y, and the only number this y attached to, which is what? Which is minus 2. So that is the reason why I said that you divide both sides by the coefficient of y. I get now. So the question of y here is -2. So means that what, to cancel this 2 from this place now, you have to divide both side by -2, divide this side by what, -2. So this -2 will cancel this one, -2. It means that our y now will not stand alone. Again on, it means this y will stand alone. They do not attach to any number again, does not attach to anything again. So that means that our y here, this one will cancel to make our y will stand alone. And also the 2 cannot divide by 5. It's not possible. So you leave it the answer like that. But divide this minus, the minus it will be up. We have 5 divided by what, over 2. So that will be the answer. Minus y is equal to -5 over 2. And the first question is asked that time, what if it is +2? If it is +2, this minus will not appear in that place. This minus will not appear in the place. So that is how it's being solved. Okay, that is how it's being solved. We are not divided by 5. You divide by the question of y, and the question of y is -2. So that is how I get the answer as -5 over 2. That is how you solve it. I hope it is well understood now. Let's move to the next class. Let's move to the next business of today. Tokwe, how we get it now? Tokwe, I hope you get it now. So we can move to the next. Business of today. Tokwe, I hope you get it now. So I'm waiting for your response before I move to the next business of today. Now, let me we'll be discussing about the law of indices, because without the law of indices, you guys will be finding difficult of solving question on the word about indices. It will be finding difficult to solve question. Okay, we can pose it good. We find difficult of solving question of indices. Let's discuss about the law of indices. There are some important law of indices that you should know. Okay, there are some important law of indices you guys should know. Okay, the first law of indices that I would like to introduce, and that is very, very important, I've used it in this word, the class. The first law, it is called multiplication. Okay, it is called multiplication law of indices. It is called multiplication law of indices, and it is expressed when you have a raised power of what, of n, multiplied by a raised power of what, of m. Again, according to the law of indices, if you have an expression like this, multiplication law of indices, if you have an expression like this, since the base are the same, if the base are the same, that makes it more easy. Again, you just take one of the base, which is what, since this base the first time here and second time here is the same, you take one of the base, which is what, a. The first index, that is what, n. Okay, and in multiplication here, this multiplication here will change to what, plus. The law of indices, multiplication will change to plus. So this means that this part the plus, this multiplication here will change to plus, to means plus. The next index, which is what, m, plus what, m. So if you have expression like this in mathematics, you can express this this time in mathematics to this. Okay, this one will give us multiplication law of indices. Okay, if you have expression like this in mathematics, this will be the answer. If you have expression like this in mathematics, this will be what, the answer. I get now. So if you're given the question and you discover that the question has something similar to the same expression like this, so the solution to come to your mind is this. And if you see a question in mathematics and you have the same expression like this, the solution to come to your mind is what, is this. And this is what it is called multiplication law of indices. That is as simple as that. Now let's move to the next one. That is the second law. The second law is called a division law of indices. It is called division law of indices. This one is expressed as we have a raised power of n, okay, divided by a raised power of m, or it can be in this form. A raised power of n divided by, we have a raised power of m. It can be in this form, and also it can be what, in this form. The answer to this particular question is, since they have the same base and see this one has the same base, see they have the same base, you just write one base out of it. So which is what? A. Are you following? Which is what? A. And then you take the first index. This is what? This is n. Okay. Division. This division, according to the law of division, division will change to minus. Okay, it will change to minus. That will be minus what? Okay, the second index, that is what? M. It will be minus what? Minus m. So that is what division law of indices. This is the answer it will produce. And if you have expression like this in mathematics, okay, if you have expression like this in mathematics, this should be the solution. Either this or this, it will be the solution. Are you following? So when you have expression like this, it will be equal to this in this will be the solution of it. And if you have expression like this will be the solution of what? Like this. That is what division law of indices. That is division law of indices. So let's move to the third one. Let's move to the third one. And the third one, it is called what? Power of zero. Okay, power of zero. There's a textbook we call it what? Unity law of indices. Okay, there's a textbook we call it as power of zero. I get now. Some textbooks call it power of zero. There's a textbook is called what? Unity law of indices. There are some textbooks that we call it like that. So this expression we write as, if we have a base power of zero, okay, a base power of zero is always equal to 1. Means this a could be any number. Base power of 0, maybe 10, maybe 5, maybe something like that, maybe 100 base power of 0, everything to be equal to what? 1. Any number that base power of 0 is always equal to 1. Have you get that? So if you don't understand all this law, you find it difficult to answer question in law or in under indices. That is very, very much important. You find it difficult to solve question under law of indices if you don't know if you don't know the rules and the law of indices. And it is very, very simple. You can see how simple is it the way I've been expressed it out. I get now. Now let's move to the next one, which is what? Fourth. The fourth one I'll be explaining to you. It is called what? Negative inverse. Okay, or power of the negative index. Some textbook will say negative inverse. Some textbook will say what? Negative what? Index. Okay, negative what? Index. This negative index always expressed as if you have a base power of minus n. Okay, if you have something like this, a base power of minus n, if you have something like this as a this is the index, we have negative index. Okay, negative index. If you have something like this, according to the law of indices, this minus here, that is what I used to solve the previous question I saw before this question. That is why I say that when you're talking about law of indices, if you don't know how to use the law of indices, you can't solve question under law of indices. You cannot solve question under indices if you can't, okay, if you cannot understand the law of indices, you cannot solve question under this word law of indices. That is why. So anything what this minus here is also equal to what? 1 over, that is this index here, minus alone is base power is equal to 1 over. Again now, law of indices, if you have 1 over, it is equal to what? Minus as the index. Now this a is base power of what? Of n, so that be 1 over, that will be a base power of what? Of n. I get now. So if you have this expression in mathematics, this will be the solution in mathematics. And if you're given a question and you look at the expression of that question, and the expression of that question looks like this way. Okay, it has the same thing like this. The first to cut your mind here is to remember the word negative index of law of indices. To remember it, that is what we get. This is what you get. Again now, this is what you get. Are you following the class? So please let's like this video and let's share it with your friends. Let's like this video. Take 1 minute to like this video. Now let's go to the fifth one. Okay, let's move to the fifth one. Let's move to the fifth one, and the fifth one is to be equal to power law of indices. Means that power law of indices. That means that if you have this power law of indices is always expressed if you have a base power of n. Okay, and also it's 3 raised power of what? Of n. Okay, this is the first power and this is the second power. I get now. This is the first power and this is the second power. So this is called a power law of indices. If you have expression like this one, it is called power law of indices. Are you following? This is what we call a power law of indices. That is the way this expression, we have expression like this, is called power law of indices. Now, what will be the solution of this expression? The solution of this expression now is to be equal to, if you want to open this bracket, it means that this n, you multiply by what? By this what? N. This n multiply by this n multiply by what? By m. So this one, the answer to this question is to be equal to as a raised power of n multiplied by, that is what, multiplied by what? M. Or can be written as, we have a raised power of what? N m, because they are multiplied together. Either this is the answer, a raised power of n multiplied by n, or we have a raised power of what? Nm, because this nm here, they are multiplied together. And when you have expression like this in mathematics, or we have expression like this in mathematics, this to be one, the solution. And they are called what? Power law of indices. So, and they are called what? Power law of indices. That is the expression. This power law of indices, I use it in the previous question I solved. Okay, I use most all of this type, all of this law of indices now. I use multiplication, and I use this one. I use power of 0. I use negative index, and I use power law of indices in just one question. So if you don't understand all the law of indices, you cannot solve question under indices. That is just this. If you don't understand it, that is very, very important. That is the reason why I share it with you tonight. Now let's move to the next one, which is one number 6. Number 6 is it's called fractional index. Okay, it is called fractional index. It will be of two types. The fractional index, it is of two types. We have the unity fractional index. They have unity as the numerator, and you have the one that does not have what? Unity as the numerator. I get now. We have the one that does not have unity as the what? As the numerator. So let's look at the first one, fractional law of index. So if you have something like this, we have a raised power of 1 over n. If we have something like this, a raised power 1 over n. So this one can be expressed. The solution of this is a fraction. So that is a fractional index. 1 over n, this is the numerator, and this is the denominator. So that is why it's called fractional what? Index. Of law of indices, because it's the index one. So that is why it's called fractional index. Now, with this expression in mathematics, if you have something like this one, it means that we are finding the square root of what? Of this one, of this a. I get that. It means that what? This one we are finding the square root of what? Of this a. That is what the fractional law of indices. So when you have something like this, it will be equal to square root. This 1 over, this will be 1 over here. It means that we are finding the square of what? This n, it will be here. Okay, it will be nth. This n, this you write the symbol of the square. Okay, this n here, this n as the numerator here, it will be equal to this. It will put at the back of the square root symbol, and this a, it will be what? Inside. I get down. And this a, it will be what? Inside. I get down. This a, it will be what? Inside. And take note of something. Sometimes when you have a question, if you have 1 over 2 in a 1 over 2 in the equation, in a mathematical expression in indices. For example, if this one is to be equal to, maybe we have a raised power 1 over 2. A raised power 1 over 2 is the same thing. I'll say, well, square root of what? Of square root of a. That's the same thing as 1 over 2 here. If you have a raised power 1 over 2, it means that they are finding the square root of a. I get now. So this one, this n represents a certain number. Okay, every percent is certain number. Because of this one means that we are finding the square of this word of this a, and this to be if it is 3 here, it means that we are finding the third root of a. Okay, this is what unity. I get on this is unity. For example, this answer here is called this. So for example, let me explain one better. If you have something like this, we have a raised power of what? 1 over 3. Let's say that a raised power 1 over 3. It means that we are finding it to be equal to, we are finding the third root of a, it will be equal to roots, we write the root, so it will mean that 3 will be here. We are finding the third root of what? Of a. Again, that is the meaning of this. 1 over 3 here, it means that I find the third root of a, and if it is 4 that is here, it means that I find the fourth root of what? Of a. Okay, this one is called the unity fractional index. Okay, sometimes we classify it as a unity fractional of index. Now let's move to the second fractional index, which is the one which is not unity. So let's make it as number 7. The one that is not unity, let's make it as number 7. So let's say we have what? A raised power of n divided by what? Over m. Okay, a is raised power of n divided by what? M. So what to be the expression? What to be the solution of this mathematical expression? What to be the solution of this mathematical expression? Now, the solution of this mathematical expression is equal to this m. This one is of find what? The square. You find the roots of a, and this m is to be the what? The number of roots of this a, and it will also raise the power. The answer you get to be raised what? The power of this what? Of this n. I hope you get it now. I hope you get it. So it means that this a, you are finding this one. If this place is 3, it means that we find what? The third root of a, and after they find the third root of a, it will raise the power of what? Of this n. For example, let me say that we have this example like this. Let me say that we have a raised power of 3 over 4. Raised power of 3 over 4. Let's say that we have the expression like this as a better illustration. Okay, maybe it's a raised power of 3 over 4. Now, the solution to this, okay, to this expression in mathematics, if you want to solve it, it will be the fourth. This means that this division here, the numerator here, it will be the fourth root of this a. That means that we are finding what? The fourth roots, the 4 here. The numerator here, it will be at the fourth root of this word a, and the answer we get here at this fourth root with the raised power of what? Of 3. So it means that the answer we get here is the raised power of what? Of 3. So if you have this kind of mathematical expression, this will be the answer. And if you have this kind of mathematical expression, this will be the answer. And if you have this kind of mathematical expression, this will be what? The answer. And that is very well. So if you can understand this part, this thing very well, my brother, my sister, you are free to solve any question based on the indices. If you can try your possible to learn all this law of indices, you can put it off it. Okay, if it's the way I'm just explaining it now, I think you can illustrate it. If you see this kind of expression in mathematics now, I think you are free to solve it. Again, I think we are free to solve that particular question. So let's move to the next one. I would like to explain something here, and I would like to include it to the law of the indices. So in this negative index, we also, okay, let me not place it in this negative index. So let's that we have the third law. This question, this law, the 8th law I want to show you very well. Students are made mistake on this law if they see the mathematical expression in mathematics. Okay, it is called what? That's we classified as base, as a fractional base. Okay, so sometimes we call it classified as what? As fractional base. So it will be like this: if a raised power if a divided by b. Okay, if a divided by b and it is raised to in power, they both raise the power of what? Of n. Okay, if a divided by b, so let me write it very well. I think that this place, the way I write it is not that clear. Let me write it very well so it will be clear for you guys. Okay, so if we have an expression like this in mathematics, if it is what? A, okay, divided by b, we have this expression like this, and they are both what? Raised to power of what? Of n. This is called fractional. So that's what we call it a fractional base of indices. Okay, that's what we call it fractional base of indices. So if you have some expression like this, now what will be the solution of this particular expression? What will be the solution of this particular expression if you have this like this according to the law of indices? according to the law of indices. This one, it is quite very simple. This is how you will do it. Now, to solve this question, according to the law of indices, you will interchange these words, the base. You interchange this fraction. Okay, it means that this A will come down and this B will go what? Up. Hope you are following the class. I hope you are following the class. I hope you are following the class. So it means that this A, will come down and this B will goes up. So it will be equal to if this one comes down, if this B goes up, the inverse of this this base here, this one will turn to minus. The index is to be minus. So the solution to this question now is to be equal to B, okay, B divided by A, and also is base power minus what? N. I hope you get it done. It will base power of minus N because this one have interchange. Now it will affect the index. I get now. If you see a spell like this, when you interchange it, it affect the index. The index will become what? Minus. Again, the index will become negative. The index became negative, and this thing also still have solution because this one is look like what? Negative inverse. And when you have this expression negative inverse, this word B over A, it also means as well as A here. So that is why students have made a mistake in this part of law of indices. They are very difficult to solve this question under this part. I get them. So that is why I try to let me explain with you guys so you guys can understand it more better. Not just solve the question. Now, so if you look at this one, this B over A is almost the same thing as represent as A here, and the same thing as negative index here. So this one still have solution because this minus is the same thing as what? 1 over. According to this, minus here is 1 over, and this A is part of this N here. It means that this A represent as B over B because A here is the base, and this base we have B over A as the base. How we are getting this? Now it means that all B divided by that is B over A, and everything is base power of this word of this N. So this to be the solution of this particular question. Okay, now from this one you will interchange it. It will give us this, and if you still want to solve it more, you will see also give us this. So if you have expression like this in mathematics, take note of this. If you have expression like this in mathematics, this will be the solution. Okay, or you write the solution like this. That is how mathematics work, and that is how law of indices that is being worked. You know, in your school, when you are still in secondary school, I mean, right from GSS1, because indices, I taught my students indices in GS1 are always has been the most in some part in physics. You know, we already ask some question in physics. You have to go, okay, if you still remember indices, if you still remember indices, this is how it's been explained, this is how it's been done, this is how it's been what is being put in a process. That's mathematics for that. That is what mathematics is very, very important. Okay, that's very, very important. So you see now that this is all the law of indices. This is all the law of indices you need to know, and the way I explain it, and I believe that you guys, if you see a question or if you see an expression, I believe that you guys can able to battle question under the law of indices. If the question I've even explained in the previous class, you can see that I always call of this. In the previous class, I use this multiplication law, this division. I don't use division law. I use the power of 0, and I use this negative index. I use this power of law of indices. I use it to solve the theory question. I mean, yeah, the fourth question I saw. So you can take about 2 minutes at a time now. You can take 2 minutes of the time to write it down. Okay, if you have any question, please. Before I give an example, if you have any question, please let me know. If you have any question, please let me know before I proceed to the next. Before I give an example, if it is well understood, please go to the comment section and say what I well understood. So, or by say that let's proceed. So I will say that let's proceed. If it is well understood, let's point by say that let's proceed with it. If it is well understood, so we can continue. Okay, we can proceed. Good. I need one more response. Okay, couple have response, so we can proceed. So I need more response, guys. I need more response. I need more response, so we can proceed with the example. We can proceed with example. So I need more response, so we can proceed with the example. I need more response, guys, so we can proceed with the example. Okay, shall we move on? Shall we move on? So let's the more example that I have here. Let me solve this example. Let me share this example, for example, with us. Okay, let me share this example with us. Let me share this example with us. So let me we have the question, we have the example. Let me say that let me use as question. We start at question 4, so let me say the question 5. Let me do that question 5. Okay, let me use this word. The question said that to simplify. Okay, let me give a very simple example. So let's say that the question said that is to simplify. Okay, simplify. Don't make my writing. Simplify. We have about 1. Okay, let me. I don't want to make someone one that is little shaped. Okay, let me say that we have simplified, that is 1 over 4. Okay, we have raised the power of minus 1 over 2. So look at this. That is okay. Now this is not a question. Let me rub it off. Sorry, I want to try to clean it off. This is not. I made a mistake in the question when I write it. So it will be raised to the power of what? 1 whole number. Raised to the power of 1 number. Okay, raised to the power of 1 over 2. That's the question. Or 1 over 4 raised to the power of 1 whole number 1 over 2. Okay, look at this question now. I know many of you now will say that how do you answer this question now? Okay, how do you will you solve this question if this question was being asked? So what would be the first step? What would be your first step if this question is being asked from you guys? Maybe someone just maybe in this upcoming examination now you just seen a question like this. Okay, so to simplify 1 over 4 close or open bracket 1 over 4 close bracket raised to the power of what? Of 1 raised to the power of minus 1 whole number 1 over 2. So how do you attempt to solve this question if you see this question in this upcoming WAEC or NECO examination or JAMB examination? How do you attempt to solve it? Okay, I need a response. What would be your first step? What you do as first step? The way I explained was the way I explained the law of indices. What will be your first step? Okay, I will need the response before I proceed with this. I will need a response before I proceed with this. Okay, let's make it the class interactive, please. I need a response. What will be the first step according to what we have learned to the law of indices now? What law of indices that treat this? It is the 8th law. It is the law, the number of law of indices I share with you. Which number of law of indices and what type of law of indices that we use to solve the question. You can see the law of indices I share with you. I share like 8th law of indices here. And which of these that we use to solve this one is mathematics question. Okay, this mathematics question. What law of indices we need to solve the mathematics question? What law? So what would be the first step? what will be the first step? I'm waiting for your response. I'm waiting for your response before I move on. I'll be waiting for your response. Just tell me the first step you do. Okay, from that first step that will make me continue with the steps. So if you see the question, I say that you should find what you should simplify this question now. According to what I've explained earlier, this is 1/4, open bracket 1/4, close bracket, minus 1 whole number 1/2. Now, how do you attempt to solve this mathematical question? If you were told to solve this question, how do you attempt to solve it? Okay, I need your steps. What will be the first step? Guys, let's be fast with it. Now we have less than 27 minutes to end the class, so let's be fast. Maybe we can solve like 2 questions. So I need response. I want to make sure that you guys are interacting. Maybe you are getting this, not just being live. This class is not just be rushing. I'm not rushing you. Okay, I'm not here to rush you. I'm just here to guide you to because your success is also my success. Understand? This is how I used to do it for my VIP student, but I decided to make it free in this particular year to this time for this 1 month. So take this opportunity and to ask questions if you have. Now, what will be the first step? Okay, let me just put this one as a challenge. Okay, let me just pick it as a challenge. So what will be the first step if you're told to told to solve this question? Okay, so that we put someone respond. Okay, that's good. So that we put the number in the bracket upside down, then bracket is okay, the number in the bracket upside down. Okay, if you say the number in the bracket upside down, okay, I agree with that. Okay, you can also start with that one. You can also start with the bracket first. You can also start that. Okay, let me just follow your step. Talk about you be the one that will solve this question though. Okay, you be the one that will solve this question though. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say now. Let me follow your instruction now. Okay, I love you, you know. I like it the way you do respond to the class. So I believe that you want to know it. I pray that God will give you more wisdom, knowledge, understanding. This upcoming examination shall come up with fly color. You have the angel to learn. I love you for that. Thank you, Tope. So we see that it's Tope that solve it for us now. That is 1/4. So that we should turn what? It should turn into what? Upside down. Okay. So that means that if you turn this one upside down, that is what I did at the 8th law of indices. It will be what? Inverse of this. Okay. If you say it is inverse of this, what will happen to the negative part here? It is turned to what? The negative part here it will be turned to what? That is turned to plus. Okay, let me just do that. Let me follow the instruction of Tope. That is 1. Let me write the question out first. That is 1/4. Okay, open bracket, close bracket, minus 1/1/2. So according to Tope, we see also interchange of this bracket. So if you interchange of this bracket, it will affect this word, this index sign. Okay, it's affecting this index sign. So we have what 4/1 when I interchange the bracket. I know that when I interchange the bracket, according to the law of indices I explained here, take note of this thing very well because you may make a mistake. We have the law, we have the sign here. The sign here before is negative. And when we are interchange, look at this. When we interchange this A, when we interchange this A back to B here, when we interchange now, the index here, it's affected by what? It is multiplied by minus. It turns to minus here. Now, when we interchange this 1/4, when we interchange it now, when this 4 goes or why this one comes down, now it means that this index it will be affected by the minus. So let me write it like this. This is the minus that will affect, that is minus. Okay, and also it will multiply by the original minus, that is minus 1 over 2. That will be the effect. So minus times minus, according to the law of according to the mathematical arithmetic, if you have minus times minus, what we get? like it was plus. So that means that we have for this question now becomes that is 4 over 1, and everything is raised power what, because minus times minus will give us plus, so everything to raise power 1 over what, over 2. How this one is very interesting. And many of you, if you are solving this, you won't bother to consider this minus here. Okay, that is where student made a mistake. That is, the mathematics is very well tricky. So if you don't understand that part very well, you will make a mistake. If you are solving this just simple, very simple mathematics, if you don't consider what I tried to explain here, you will, at the end of it, you discover that what the answer you got, it will be totally what, wrong. Okay, it will discover that the answer you got, it will be total what, wrong. So that is why it is very, very important. That is why it is very, very important. Okay, that is very important to follow the rules, the law of indices. That is why it is very, very important to follow the law of indices. Now, you can see now that we are breaking it down in a step by step. Now, what will be the next step to do here? What will be the next step to do? Okay, let me explain this part now. If you look at this one, 1 divided by 4, that is still what, as 4. So this one can still becomes as what, as 4 raised power of 1 over 2. So now we have the expression as 4 number 1, 4 raised power what, 1 number 1 over 2. Now what will be the answer to this mathematical expression? What to be the next step now? I'm waiting for a response for you guys. What to be the next step? If you have this expression like this, 4 raised power 1 over 2. 4 raised power 1 over 1 over 2. So what will be the next step? What will be the next step? What will be the next step? Now, if you have something like this, what will be the next step? I'm waiting for the response. So what will you do next to solve the question? What will you do next to solve the mathematics question? What will you do next? I'm waiting for your response before I explain it. I need the idea. The way Topper brought share his own idea that time. I need this idea again. So I need your idea again. So what we do now? What we do? What will be the next step? What we do next? What you do next? So wait for your response, guys. What will be the next step? What will be the next step? I wait for your response. So we could break it down from this step back to 4 raised by 1 over 1 number 1 over 2. So what will you do next? What will you do next? I'm waiting for your response, guys, before I go on, before I move on. I'm waiting for your response before I move on with the class. And need someone to respond. So what we do now at this stage now, we know we are breaking down to this stage. We have this stage now. This is the stage we are now. This stage we are now. That is 4 raised power 1 over 1 over 2. So if we are given this question, 4 raised power was 1 over 1 over 2. So how do you express this? How will you solve it from this part? Okay. I will be okay. Someone has responded. Topper again has responded. Okay, let's see what Topper said. Topper says that it will be 1 over 4, and then 1 whole number over 1 over 2 on the top of what, of 4. Okay. If you do it like that, if that one to be over the 4, okay, if that one to be over the 4, then 1 whole number, it will be over what, over the 2. That is not the step. That is not the step. If you do it like that, you miss it. You won't get the answer. If you do it like that, you won't get the answer. This is the steps you will follow. Whenever you're given a question in mathematics, you look at it. Okay, you'll be smart enough to look at the question. You see, have a number here, 1 number 1 over 2. It's not that really makes sense according to mathematics. You have to convert on a mixed fashion to improper fashion. Because that mixed fashion, there's no how you can solve question on mixed fashion. You made a mistake, because we are not that expert like that. Let's just do that. We are just learning. Okay, let's just say that we don't even know mathematics. So the first step you have to do here now, okay, is to convert this whole number mixed fashion to improper fashion. That will make the life more easy. It will make it more easy for you to solve. I hope you are getting down. It will make it easy for you to solve. Now, what you just have to do now, this one number 1 over 2 is correct to improper fashion. That will be 2 times 1. That is 2 plus 1. That is the word 3. Again, that will be what? 3. So that means that this one is what? 4 raised power what? 2 times 1. That is 2 plus 1. That is what? 3. That means that we have 3 over what? Over 2. I hope you are getting it now. That will be equal to what? 3 over 2. So it means that we have 4 raised power 3 over 2. Now, what law of indices, according to what I explained, that can solve this question now? See how I break it down for this part down to this part now. You see now, I use almost the law of indices that is very difficult here. That is why I picked this question out, because when I see that many of you may find difficult when they are dealing with this kind of question, that is why I have to pick the question to explain this question 8, the expression of 8 I explained here. And if you look at this one, on this law of indices here, what law of that is your fractional index. That is what I expect for you in this law, or this question 7, the 7th law here, which are called fractional index. So you can see what you do, use this method now to solve this particular expression here. You can see how simple and how I solve it in this step by step. Okay, I hope the class is very interesting, very interactive, and very interesting. I get now. So that is step by step now. So that means that the next step now, so who can tell us what we do next? I've explained how that for this one we go fractional index now, and this is what we call fractional index. You can see that this A here represent as 4 here, and N here represent as 3 here, and this M here represent as what? As 2 here. So when you have this one in indices, this will be the answer. Okay, this is the answer. This is what that is the reason why I will use this one as example. Then I explain for you, we have 3 over 4, which is what I arrive on. So that means that when you have something like this will be the way you arrive it. So it means that this one, it will be in that form as fractional index. See how it is very, very interesting. From breaking down from this place to this place, this question, most of the students may find it difficult to solve the question. That is why I bring it as an example to explain the most difficult part. That is, I said that the fractional index is the most difficult part law of indices that many of the students find it very easy to make a mistake when they are solving when they are solving question under indices. Are we getting now? So that will be what we have. Now, in this place now, this means that we are finding what? This will be, we are finding the square of what? Of this way. This means that we are finding, we've done a symbol of the square roots. So this 2, it will be where? That will be what? That will be square. This root here, it means that square. I can write the 2 here, I can write it. I think that this place is bigger than 2. I think that this place is bigger than 2. If it is 3, we can write 3 here. So this 4, it will be under this square root symbol. Okay, and the answer we get here, it will be raised power of 4 of this 3, which is called what? N. I get that, which is called what? This 3 here. And the answer we get as square of this 4, it will raised power of this 3. This is what I have here. So it means that this N here, this M here, it will be what? We are finding the root M of this word, of this A here. That is why I explained this one on. This is 3 over 4. It means that we are finding the 4th root of this A here, but look at what we have here. We are finding the second root of it, which is the same as square root. the second root of this 4, that means of square root of 4, and the base power of 4, this 3, that's the base power of 3 here. So that is why I put, so the answer we get after finding the square root of 4, the answer we get to be what? Base power what? Of 3. How we get now? Now, if we find the square root of 4, the square root of 4 it will be equal to, we have 2. And everything it will be base power of this one. This one we solve for square root of 4 is 2. And don't forget, it's still base power of 3. So that means that we have 2. If you open this bracket, that is 2 base power of 3. And then if you have a 2 base power of 3, that means that 2 multiplied itself in 3 times. Okay, that is 3 times 2. That is 2 times 2 times 2. I get now. So that is the meaning of this. So 2 raised power 3, that will give us as 8. So that means that the equation here, let me create space. So that means that the question we have here, 1 equals therefore, okay. Sorry, am I writing something? Okay. So that means that the question we have here, that is 1 whole number, okay, 1 over 4, and raised to the power of what? Minus 1 whole number, 1 over 2 is equal to 8. What we are solving this morning is equal to just 8. See how interesting is mathematics, and see how interesting is this what? Indices. So now, when I write the question that time, many of you say, this you find difficult to solve. But you can see how easy I just break it down. You can see how easy I just break it down. It is very easy. It's very easy. So if you have any question, please, before we proceed, let me know in the comment section. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. We still have some few minutes left, so we have 10 minutes to end the class. If you have any question, ask a question. If you have any question before we proceed to the next thing of today mathematics class. If you have any question, and if you don't have, so let me proceed. If you don't have, please, shall we proceed to the next interesting class we have? Okay, I'm expecting something for you guys, so I need response before we move to the next part. I need response for you guys before we move to the next part. So shall I pause it? Okay, it's a no question. Okay, no question. Please, let's take 1 minute at my time, please. Let's like this video. Okay, thank you. God bless you as you do so. Let's like this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, and if you haven't joined our WhatsApp group, I'll drop the link. You can see the comment I pinned to this live. Join us in our WhatsApp group. So I think we have just 9 minutes to go. But before I move, I go with this. Let me share this. So let me share with you another question. Let me ask you one question before we take it a day for today. Before we call it a day. So let's see what the question says. Let me share with you another interesting question. Let me share with you another interesting mathematics and very simple question. Let me pick it from the previous one. I picked it for JAMB exam. So let me do a question from WAEC past question. Let me question for WAEC past question, and let's see how we can give it a try. So let's see the question. Okay, let me write the question out. I found one question there and very interesting. So the question said we simplify. Okay, we have simplify. Okay, simplify, we have the question that is 8 raised to the power of 2 over 3, okay, multiplied by, okay, then multiplied by 27, okay, raised power of minus what, raised power of minus 1 over 3, and then everything is divided by, we have 64, okay, raised to the power of 1 over 3, okay, we have 64 raised to the power of what, 1 over 3. Now, if you see this question, this is 1 over 3, this 1 over 3, 64 is power 1 over 3. So if you see this question, how do you attempt to solve it? So if you see this question, how do you attempt to solve this mathematics question? Okay, shall I give to you guys as a assignment, as a classwork? Okay, I think let me give it as assignment because our time is almost gone, and I still have some class with some VIP students. So if let me give you one more question, so we can use that one as assignment. Okay, wow, I find another question that's very, very interesting. So let's say that, okay, let's say question 7, okay, another question, okay, let's say question 7, okay, the question says we'll simplify. I'm just simplify, says mommy, let's simplify. Okay, you have to make the base the same. Okay, you solve it and submit it. That should be the assignment. So let me add more. That is 16. Okay, it is 16 divided by, okay, 16 divided by 81. Okay, 16 divided by 81. So it's raised to power minus 1 over sorry, the power is not that correct. Let me wipe it off. So it is raised in power of minus, okay, that is raised power of minus 3 over 4, okay, and also multiply, okay, multiply by we have 100 over 81, okay, multiply by 100 over 81. So this the question. Let's put this one in bracket to avoid confusion. So this is the question. So if we are given this question, let me add another one more question. Say, let me add another one question. Let me find a question from Neko. Okay, I want to try to, let me find another question from Neko. Let me see another question from Neko. Okay, let me see another question from Neko. So I find another one. So this one is also very simple. This one is also very simple. So if the question says that if, okay, you have if 4 raised power of s equal to, and then that will be 2 raised power of 1 over 2, okay, multiplied by 8, okay, multiplied by 8, right here as a summit, okay, multiplied by 8. Now, how do you solve that? The question says that you find what? This one is 4 raised power of s. So we want to find the value of the value. Should I give you one more question? Shall I give you one more question? Oh wow, I found another one question that is very, very interesting. So this question, you think that maybe I give you more question, but to make it more easy for you guys, that is why more understandable, that is why I gave you question. So let's find the value, okay, find the value of t. We want to find the value of t, okay, for which, okay, we have the for which, we have the question, we have, okay, let me write it there, the expression we have 60 times 64, okay, divided by 64 divided by 27 equal to, and then we have 3 over 4, okay, everything close bracket and close bracket, it's raised power of t minus 1. Okay, if you have this question now, how do you attempt to solve it? What will be the value of t? Okay, I give you 1, 2, 3, 4. That is just 4 questions. So how do you solve this question if you're told to solve this mathematics question, guys? With what I've explained for you under indices, I think this almost complete the law of indices I share with you guys. This question is almost completed. So use the law of indices I share with you tonight to solve this given question as a assignment. Okay, as a assignment. So you guys, if you have any question, write it down, write your assignment down and submit it. Write the assignment down and submit it. So if you have any question, let me know. Let me know. Let me know if you have any question. Comment the question down. So if you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Let's be snap. Let me fast with that. Write your assignments. So I'm waiting for your response. I'm waiting for guys. Okay. Write your write your assignment. Write your assignment. Write your assignment down. Write your assignments. Okay, before I end the class, I end the live. Write your assignment before I end the live. So if you are complete with your assignments, well, you can let me know so that I can end the live. So we should meet in a group. We shall meet in a group. So we shall meet in a group. So guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much for today live class. So let's meet tomorrow for another interesting mathematics class like this. Bye. Bye. God bless you as a supporting. God bless you. Bye and bye. Okay, let's go. Thank you.